Christian begins with you. Okay? So tonight, I'll be sharing with us on the principles of divine intervention. The principles of divine intervention. John 5 verse 1 to verse 8. John 5 verse 1. Enters first into the troubling of the water will be healed. And a certain man was there for 38 years, which had an infirmity. When Jesus saw him lie, and knew that he had been now there for long, he asked him, "Will thou be made whole?" The impotent man answered him, "Sir, I have no man, when the water is troubled, to put me into the pool. But while I am coming, another man steps in before me." Jesus said unto him, "Rise up, take up your bed, and go." Rise up, take up your bed, and go. Rise up, take up your bed, and go. Listen. Whenever the word divine is mentioned, I'm defining terminologies now. Whenever the word divine is mentioned, it simply means that man and the wisdom of man is suspended. Once the word divine is mentioned, it simply means that man and the wisdom of man, as well as the technicality of man, has been suspended. The text we read from, the instruction for anyone who desires to be healed, or the protocol for anyone who desires to be healed, is that you must enter the water. Not only will you enter the water, is that you must be the first to enter the water. With me, the protocol here is that you must do what? You must enter the water. Not only will you enter the water, you must be the first to enter the water. But when you look carefully on how the healing of this man came, or rather how the miracle of this man came, you will discover that that protocol was completely suspended. Divine intervention. You must make sure there are basically three protocols that are at work at Bethsaida. Basically, three protocols that are at work at Bethsaida for anyone who wants to receive healing, as long as Bethsaida is concerned. There are three protocols. Number one is that the angel must stay the water. The angel must come down and stay the water. Number two is that you must be by the river, because nobody knows when the angel will come. Nobody can tell when the angel will come. Nobody can prophesy when the angel will come, so you must be around. The angel may choose to come once in a year, be around. The angel may choose to come 3 times in a month, be around. The angel may choose to come every day. The instruction is be around. So the first instruction is that you must be within the environs of the water. You must be within the environs of the pool. Number 2 is that you must make sure the angel has stayed the water. And then lastly, make sure you are the first to enter. That is the 3 protocol that is at work at Bethsaida. Be around. Let the angel stir the water. Make sure you are the first to enter. Kai. Being around is not the problem. Angel stirring the water is not the problem, but entering first. Entering first. Entering first. Entering first is the problem. So the man told Jesus, "Sir, I have been here for 38 years, sir. I have been here for 38 years. The meaning of that is, I can write the story of this place for 38 years. I can tell you the story of this place for 38 years. I can tell you those who were healed here for 38 years. I can tell you those who came and gave up for 38 years. I can tell you those who came and were wearied and they left without being healed for 38 years. I have been here for 38 years. And can I shock you, sir? The man was 38 years. Jesus was less than 38 years. The meaning of that is, the man's problem was older than Jesus. The man was there for 38 years. Jesus is less than 38 years. The meaning of that is, that man's problem was older than Jesus. In fact, before Jesus was born, the man was already there. The land of Naphtali. No wonder he said, those that sat in darkness have seen light. So the man, if he were to be today's generation, that man can become a qualified historian of the healing stories in Bethsaida. Because 38 years, that's a PhD, if not even a professorship. I'm going somewhere. Can you follow me for a while? All the man needed at the pool was healing, was a miracle. But for 38 years, he didn't get it. However, I hope you know that for a man to be there for 38 years, it means he was taking his bath. At least he was eating. He was changing his clothes. At least when rain falls, people run to shelter. At least somebody was carrying him away from the rain to shelter. Are you following me? If truly claimed there was nobody to help him, who was feeding him? Who was clothing him? Who was bathing him? Okay, when the sun was too high and people need a place they can cover themselves, at least a shade. Who was carrying him to the shade? Okay, when the rain hits everywhere and men run to hide, who was carrying him away from the rain? You have nobody. Day and then I came to discover, sir, that of a truth, a miracle is what only God can give to a man, that men can't give to a man. If that man has someone to put him in the water, then we can't call that a miracle. It is arranged. A miracle is when there is no arrangement. It's when there can't be a true explanation. Yes, you can't really explain how it happened, yet you cannot deny that this thing has happened. That is a miracle. Then I came to discover that for something to be called a divine encounter, sir, the totality of man's wisdom will become useless. For something to be called a divine intervention, it simply means, out of the truth, the totality of man's knowledge, man's wisdom, man's technicality has become useless. That man was eating, that man was bathing, that man was changing his clothes. It means people were around him. This is Bible studies. Whatever man can solve does not need the intervention of heaven or spirits. Write it down. Whatever man can solve does not need the intervention of heaven and spirits. It needs men to solve it. I say it again. Whatever man can solve does not need the intervention of heaven and spirits. Why do you think in the days of famine Elisha couldn't cook food to eat? It took him to bring him food. The meaning of that is, as long as that scenario was concerned, there was no availability of food anywhere. Nowhere. It was total famine. No availability of food where? Anywhere. It was what? Total famine. The only way Elijah could feed was by a supernatural supply. That was it. So if there was a way for Elijah to feed by a natural means, there wouldn't have been a ravine. Because the only way Elijah could feed at that time, at that moment, at that season, was through a supernatural supply. There and then a ravine came. Remember, there was a place Elijah was drinking from. He drank till the place dried. That's to show you that if it was also possible for him to be fetching food from the bush, there wouldn't have been a need for a ravine. Because at that very point, man's wisdom and technicality was no longer involved. Then heaven had to step in. The principles of divine intervention. When the subject of divinity is concerned, it totally means that knowledge, wisdom, and technicality of men have become useless, effortless, and valueless. When the subject of divinity is concerned, it simply means that the wisdom, knowledge, and technicality of men have become useless, effortless, and valueless. Can I shock you? If you have headache now, will you run to a pastor for prayer, or you run to a chemist for Panadol? Talk to me. If you have headache now, will you run to a pastor for prayer, or you run to a chemist for Panadol? Talk to me. Chemist. What about you, sir? Why will you choose chemist? Talk to me. Because the pharmacy has what can solve the problem. Is that true? Is that true, sir? So you believe the pharmacy can solve that problem? All right. If a woman gets married for 12 years, I've done all medical scan and results, all medical examination, and they keep telling her nothing is wrong with you. 12 years, done all known medical processes, and they keep telling her nothing is wrong with you. Will she run to a pharmacy for help, or she run to a pastor for help? Why? Talk to me, sir. What about you, sir? What about you, sir? What about you, sir? Do you now understand my point? When it has to do with divinity, the wisdom, the knowledge, the technicality of man will become useless. Have you heard the word? Do you know the meaning of the word useless? Even if you are available, you are not usable. That's the meaning of the word. So the technicality and the wisdom of men will become useless, effortless, and valueless. Why? Spirit want to handle this one. Wisdom of man, step aside. How do you explain to a woman who had the issue of blood for 12 years, sir? That woman was a rich woman. The Bible said that she wasted all she had. Drugs, doctors, physicians, all she had. She wasted it. Maybe sold, maybe sold her house. Wasted it. Medication, drugs, operations. But when it came for divinity to take over, then you would. Am I saying medical science is wrong? No, sir. What I am saying is this: when it is time for divinity to take over, have you seen where a medical doctor will tell you, I have done my best, I don't know again? Divine intervention. Hear me. For there to be divine intervention, man must completely surrender. Not surrender half, quarter, or 75%. You must do what? You must completely surrender. Why? If you don't surrender, you may never see the result. Yes. You can waste money on drugs. After everything, you will now discover that the last bus stop is on the altar. That is why sometimes when people call for prayer, my heart breaks. I can be awake. Yesterday we finished prayers around 1 o'clock or so. Yes, 1 o'clock or so. And I gave people appointments for prayer, for midnight prayers. I gave them appointments. After the midnight prayer by 1 a.m. in the morning, I began praying for people again, one by one. I have over some people I'm praying for just this week alone. Yesterday, as at 7 o'clock, I began prayer in the evening till around 9. Praying for different people. I gave prayer appointments. And some will run to you, sir, I am in South Africa. This is my 20th day in South Africa. I don't have a job. I don't have a house. Yet, Nigerians want to japa. Somebody has japa for 20 years now. And he will tell you, sir, I have so sick. Sir, and you tell him, don't worry, sir. As a prophet, you can't tell him to cry. All you have to do is what? Don't worry. God will do it. As you are praying for them on phone, they are crying on the phone. What they need is not grammar, sir. They need intervention. It's a cancer case I'm handling right now. A lady, 32 years old with cancer. Abba. How do you explain? got married 4 years ago. Now the husband is spending money day and night on cancer. Contacted me on Facebook. So I was praying with the man, praying with my. I didn't know when the nature of a child in me showed up. I was praying and I began to cry on phone. I'm not the one that is sick, but the compassion brought me to tears. I hope you know that cancer is not headache. It's not $1,000 drugs. Divine intervention. Divine intervention. When it has to do with divine intervention, you must completely surrender. The man at the pool of Bethsaida, he has seen it all. He has seen the worst and the best of Bethsaida. 38 years. If you still have an option outside God, you are not yet surrendered. If you still have somebody to call for help after the prayer, sir, I can tell you in all honesty, you have not surrendered. If you still have somebody you can call for favor, meanwhile you are praying for divine favor, but you are calling someone for favor, you have not yet surrendered. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. We were to hold this program last week, and I told Pastor Ben, we don't have money on ground. The only money we have was 500K, and that was my personal money. Said we needed 1.5 million. Papa, how do we raise it? Let's sir. Let's go. And as the day goes by, people are sending with. There was, oh God, can I shock you guys? The money we gave to the man of God that came didn't come from this church. 10 kobo. The envelope we gave to him didn't come from this church. Notice this Catholic that I brought. Somebody, then the morning it was to go, that was on Saturday. No, yes, Saturday morning. Somebody contacted me from Facebook. She's based in Port Harcourt. That she wants to buy prayer talent, and she wants to buy 3 of it. And I was praying to God to give me 100,000 that very morning to give to the man of God, because there was no money anywhere. You can have Pastor Ben. There was dying anywhere, and I cannot allow him to come back and go back. And that same morning, I was to send money to either Shekinah or Peace for them to arrange food for the Sunday service. So we needed at least 140,000 naira, at least on ground. And that lady inboxed me Saturday afternoon rather. So I want prayer talit. I checked her profile. She's not my friend on Facebook. And that was her first time of inboxing me. Bam! Okay, how many do you want? He said, wait, let me check. I will call you back. In the evening, she chatted me again. I want 3 of it. Please, can I send the money now? Sir, we were looking for 100,000. And she needed 3 of it. How much is one prayer talent? 35,000. She sent 105,000. That was how we cleared the man of God's envelope. Oh God. Can I encourage somebody here, sir? Look up to heaven. Men will fail you. Forget this, your uncle is here, your auntie is there mentality. They will take it from me. They will frustrate you. My uncle was vice chancellor of Krutech. The late Professor Nebong, if you may Nebong. He was the vice chancellor of Krutech. When I was looking for admission to study law, sir, he didn't help me. Yet I go to his house, I wash his car. Yet he didn't help me. It was, then I say, hey, that's your thing. Okay, give me jam result. Okay, that's your thing. He will collect the paper and do nothing. And you claim he's your uncle. Ah! I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. Because when my eyes started to open, do you know that? Oh God, I have contact. I won't call you. I can never call you. So that you won't take the glory. No, don't try it. If God cannot give me, I don't need it. Ogerebo said it. We needed a hall. Hear me. We needed a hall, sir, for the program, because we believed this hall was going to be too small for the program. We went around town looking for halls. The smallest hall we saw here, Doxa Hall, by Continental, that can carry up to 200 people, was already booked for a program. We came down here. We had the money on ground to pay. They said that the hall was already booked. Already booked. And then one day I was just late. I called the landlord of this property. Went and met with him. He said, okay, no problem. Tomorrow I will come, arrange money and keep for me. He said, how much? Say 50,000. Okay, sir, no problem. The next morning, the man came, gave us the key to the place. As I collected Pastor Ben money to give him, he said, no, don't worry. I was joking. What? He didn't call it a dime. And you want to trust men? Want to rely on men? Why do you wait? Hear me. Hear me. Why I made you to understand that guy at the pool of Bethesda didn't. He said he had nobody. Is a lie, sir. He had somebody. At least he was eating. At least he was taking his bath. At least he was taking his. He had somebody, but they refused to give him the real help he needed in his life. They refused it. He had somebody. At least he was eating. At least he was taking his bath. At least he was wearing clothes. So he had people around him, but they refused. Give him the real help he needed. Stop relying on your elder brother. Stop relying on your sister. If God cannot help you, bro, you are helpless. When it comes to do with divine intervention, man's wisdom, man's knowledge, man's totality will become suspended. You must surrender 100%. If it is not 100%, it's not 100%. Obasanjo said, if your loyalty is not 100%, it is not loyalty. He said 99% loyalty is not loyalty. It must be 100%. You must completely surrender. The story of the man that said he wanted God to help him, and Jesus, that I think Renard Bonke shared the story of how Satan goes to the man every day and disturbs the man in the house. So Jesus came and he told Jesus to stay in one room. So Jesus stayed in the room. As long as Jesus was in that room, Satan will come to the house but won't go to the room. So okay, now move from one room to the parlor. As long as Jesus was in that room and the parlor, Satan will still come but cannot enter parlor and the room. The man kept on complaining. Okay, you carry the whole ground floor. As long as Jesus was dead, Satan will come, go upstairs but can't come downstairs. Why? You surrendered partly, not wholly. Until the man surrendered completely, not partly. You must surrender completely. Completely, not partly. Not partly. Divine intervention. Divine intervention. Divine intervention. Are you aware, sir, that 90% of the time, when it has to a man choosing who to marry, 90%, I'm talking about born again Christians, so not the Yahoo boys we find today. If you truly want to marry, they will ask you a question in church. Are you sure this is the one? Number 2, are you sure this is the one? Number 3, are you sure this is the one? Number 4, are you sure this is the one? Do you know why they ask that question? Because the day you are joined together, it is total and complete. No more. No more. In fact, you will even be made to take an oath that you will forsake all others. Is that true? And focus only on this one. They will ask you, because it must be total. If it is not total, it is not complete. So, for a man to experience divine intervention, there must be total surrender. Total surrender. Total. Sometimes you see a fine, beautiful sister, you're asking her to marry you, she's jobbing you. Asking her to marry you, she tell, let me pray about it. She's not praying about it, sir. She's not. Forget that thing. Or let me pray. She's not praying nothing. I'm telling you, Shekina, what did I say? She's not praying not. Forget that thing. Or let me, we are Christian sisters. Forget that thing, sir. She's not praying nothing. There are two questions in her mind about you that she's trying to answer. Number one question is, can I be totally submissive to this man for the rest of my life? If she can answer that question, she will reply you. If she cannot answer that question, bro, forget it. You will buy shawarma and your account will become empty. Forget that. I'm still praying about it, I just read my fasting. God is not talking to me. Forget that thing, sir. Forget that thing. She has scanned the man from head to toe. Can I be submissive? Can I be loyal to this man for the rest of my life? If she cannot answer that question, she will continue putting you on prayer point. Yes. Her friend will tell her, what is your problem now? This guy is wealthy. He has 2 shops. He's working in Shell. She will tell you, I'm still praying. Are you okay? Do you know how many girls are praying for this kind of man? She will tell you, I am still praying. Because she wants to answer that question. Total. That thing is what? Total. 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 It must be 100% Jesus. Not 50%, not 90%. You know what? 100%. In fact, when you go to marriage counseling, they will repeat that question again. Are you sure? If you are not sure, we can break the wedding here. We can suspend the wedding here. Are you sure? Because, bro, that word total. You are going to be seeing this face for the rest of your life. You will get used to the snoring for the rest of your life. It is total. Maybe you like the fine legs. Fine leg can have accident tomorrow. Are you sure? It must be total. They will ask you. Of the fantasy. I can't sleep without you. Don't worry. You will soon sleep. Calm down. You will soon sleep. Calm down. When house rent hits you, when Calabar landlord pays you a visit, you understand. You will sleep. Calm down. It must be total. The meaning of that is I don't have any other option again. If God does not help me, let me tell you this way. My father was sick. He had a heart disease. That's why I began to ask for power, sir. I saw my father beg for life. I saw him begging for life. Sir, I was around with my father. I was like a boy to my father till the day he died. I was the one with ATM card with his phone. We treated the man till money finished in his account. I was now the one buying drugs for my dad with my own salary. As I collected at the bank, street pharmacy, buy drugs. I was speaking in tongues, I didn't have power. So when you see me pray wrong, don't blame me. Don't blame me. The man will hold me at night if you pray for me. And all I would do, I would speak in tongues. I didn't have power, sir. And one day he told me, told me, come buy me Fanta, buy me Pepsi. His best drink was Pepsi. Buy me Pepsi, buy me cold water, bottled water, buy me plantain and fish. I didn't know he was about to cross, and I bought it for him. When I bought it and brought, he looked at me. Tears came out of his eyes. Told me, kneel down. And I knelt down. My dad gathered strength on him, stood up from his bed, stood in front of me, stark naked. Opened the drink, opened the water, poured on my head, and began to speak. He spoke for more than 30 minutes on my head. His hand was on my head. Spoke. When he finished, he told me, thank you. Sat, ate the fish, ate the plantain. That was the last time he spoke again. The next thing he began to do, if you ask him something, he will either nod his head, yes or no. That was the last time and I didn't know he was about to die. Rushed him to the hospital, spent almost 300,000 within 2 days. Doctor now called me aside and said, this is your father's case. It's only God. It's only God. I've checked. It's only God. When I heard that word, it's only God. It's only God. It's only God. Bro, I began to cry. The man was still breathing, but I began to cry. And early morning around 7 o'clock, he called my sister. She'll come. And he wants to pray for her before he leaves. I didn't know. He began to sing. He was singing with my sister. Hallelujah, oh, my Savior set me free. He sang that song for long. Sang that song for long. All of us didn't know the angels of eternity were around. Sang that song for long and began to laugh. Singing and laughing. Singing and laughing. You could see joy in his face. And I thought maybe he's recovering because I have not seen this man sing like this for a long time. He sang that song. Sang that song, was holding my sister's hands, was singing that song. Sang that song, left her hands and cross. She was still singing. Unknown to her, the man was crossed. Few minutes later, Oga, rain, thunder, the whole town, everywhere. Rain that fell at Marian. Everywhere was thunder. Dr. Mbu came around to see us because he didn't know the man. He's dead. Oh, sorry, sir. We are about to clean the hospital. Come here, sir. I say, how much is on you, sir? I don't have much money. Mbu opened his wallet. All the money he had on him, gave it to me. So take. Ask for mortuary. We took him to mortuary. As soon as we got under the rain, as soon as we got to mortuary, the rain stopped. So no wonder this man was singing. That's why I told you that sound is a transport system in the spirit. I will talk about it maybe next week. The man trusts. Total surrender. And no, listen to me. No man has ever contacted power in this kingdom. In fact, even in the occultic world, no man can contact power without total surrender. You must give up everything. If you can still mix something, you are not yet. No, you can't carry it. When you see men who become like custodians, who become like mantle carriers, check their life. They totally gave their life to it. And the totality of their life was to it. A man like Babalola, his life was entirely on the altar of prayer on the mountain. A story is said that the man Babalola prayed, a python came around the mountain, wrapped around him. Babalola didn't stop praying because of python. He was still praying. The python wrapped around the man. The man was still praying. Python wrapped around the man that was praying. Python wrapped around a prayerful man and died. Python died on the man. Python died on the man. He didn't stop praying because he continued the prayer. Python, man, Toto party, died on the man. Then I saw the picture of the man's prayer position. He will kneel down to pray until his knee pierced the rock. He knelt down
pray until his knee pierced the road. We have not prayed enough. A man called D.L. Moody, you should have read about him in God General. D.L. Moody will pray, and while he is praying, he will face the wall. D.L. Moody will face the wall like this while he is praying, and he will pray till the sweat that comes from his mouth will pierce the wall to the other side. He will stand on one spot to pray until the sweat will pierce the wall to the other side. I read the story of a revival meeting that was held somewhere, and two brothers held their hands together like this, and they were praying facing the wall. They prayed until the sweat, you know, when you sweat on the wall, the posture of your sweat will show on the wall. They prayed until the posture of their sweat hits the wall and appear on the other side. The posture of their sweat hits the wall and appear the other way. I have confidence in you. The meaning that is, if you don't give me result, I can't find it any other way. You're my last bus stop. Total surrender. So divine intervention is triggered by total surrender, not half, not partial. I have confidence in you. 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 Anytime, anyway, I have confidence in you. I have confidence in you. Everybody, Emmanuel, I have confidence in you. Anytime, anyway, I have confidence in you. I have confidence. I have confidence. I have confidence. Anytime, anywhere, I have confidence. Emmanuel, I have confidence. Emmanuel, I have confidence. Emmanuel, I have confidence. Emmanuel, I have confidence. Can you begin to cry now? The water will be stayed. Say, I have confidence. I don't know how the month of May will be. I have confidence. I have confidence that you will see me through. I have confidence that you will help my life. I have confidence. I'm anyway. I don't know where my next meal will come from, but I have confidence in you. I don't know where my house will come from, but I have confidence in you. I don't know where my salary will come from, but I have confidence in you. I don't know where my car will come from, but I have confidence in you. I don't know where my helper will come from, but I have confidence in you. I have confidence. I have confidence. I have confidence. I have confidence. Shai. Onde la mandianto le brondeva. Irememego teleka tavile kataviato. Evele catino. Elekatia. I have confidence.
Jesus.
I have confidence. Can I have somebody cry? I have confidence.
Jesus, I have confidence.
I have confidence. I have confidence. I have confidence. Emmanuel, pray.